Welcome to Turner's Take on Sports with me, Turner Enderle, along with my dad, Dave Enderle. It was an exciting World Cup, and the team I was pulling for, Croatia, ended up losing in a championship game, but it was still a good tournament. And I would like to have a special shout out to Lori Siegel for going to Croatia and getting me this Luka Modric jersey. I've already worn it twice, and I got it yesterday.
Yes, it's been a busy laundry day here, but very cool jersey, very cool team. It was a great World Cup, but when this World Cup ends, the excitement of soccer doesn't stop. So I'd like to ask you, kind of as the soccer season, the club season starts up, what are you excited about? There was a lot of transfers, a lot of big transfer moves. What are you excited about when it comes to Premier League? What's your take on this upcoming club season?
Well, first of all, I'm excited about the Premier League because it's always good, and it's just. And I'm excited because I always going off of my predictions. I don't know if you're ready for that. I'm just gonna give it. I think Liverpool is gonna win the Premier League surprisingly, because I think Manchester City, especially because Kevin De Bruyne is now out for 3 months, which will hurt them, and they won't get as many points as possible as they could in the beginning of the year. When Liverpool is already starting out well with Salah. And even though they lost Coutinho, Mo Salah is still really good, and they still have Sadio Mane too. And now they got Alisson and Fabinho, so they're going to be good. And I think Manchester United took a step down because they got a couple of signings. They signed like Fred, but still, they didn't exactly perform that well last year. And especially if Jose Mourinho is possibly going to get sacked, then he doesn't really get along with his players that well. Like, especially Paul Pogba, it's going to be a problem, and they're not going to be as good as people think. I don't believe so.
So you're picking Liverpool. Let me get this straight. There's a guy whose name is Fred?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He's Brazilian.
You got Fred, you got James. These guys who just go by just their first name. I think it's fantastic. They're that good. What about, obviously the big transfer that everybody was kind of talking about is Juventus stepping up big and Ronaldo leaving to go to Juventus at a record transfer fee. What are your thoughts? Any take on that move?
Well, I think Juventus they've made the championship in the Champions League the last two of the last 3 years, and they've won Series A like something crazy like the last 7 years. And now getting the best player in soccer, I think you can't get any better than they possibly are.
So it could set up for a Juventus Liverpool, if it ends up being your prediction, in a Championships League. I mean, we're way ahead of it, but do you think it's just Juventus team all the way in the Champions Cup?
I did not give my Champions League predictions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I think the Champions League is going to be very interesting because, as I've already mentioned, you have Liverpool, Juventus, and Paris Saint-Germain, which if Mbappe can keep up how he's been playing, I honestly think if he can keep up his World Cup form and Neymar can perform and not get injured and Cavani can play well this year, I think they actually might be able to win the Champions League just because of all the talent on that roster, and they got a good veteran presence with the signing of Gigi Buffon, I think the championship would be Juventus against Paris Saint-Germain, but I don't know. I think Paris Saint-Germain might win because Ronaldo can't do it all, as he's done it recently for Real Madrid, but he's getting older. He's 33 years old, and PSG is significantly younger than Juventus. So I think they have the up there. I think Paris Saint-Germain wins the Champions League this year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, youth showed up in the World Cup, and youth could show up in the Championship League. It could be an exciting season, so we're excited to get back on the pitch, as they say. So shifting gears a little bit, it wasn't just, I think, more exciting than the actual regular season when it comes to the NBA. Some would argue that the off-season moves. So you had a big shakeup, East-West. Your team, the Golden State Warriors, the West. What's your take on this NBA season? And how do you see the LeBron move shaping up, and what does it mean to the East and to the West?
So first of all, I'll start with the East and build up to the big topic. But I think in the East, if the Celtics do not make the NBA Finals this year, and it's not because of injury, they're going to need to change some stuff around because the amount of talent that they have, young talent, and Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, that's just they almost made it last year without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. So they can't do it this year. They need to change they just need to make some moves. So I think this is their last year to try to win. Well, if they win this year, they're gonna keep winning, I believe. But if they don't win this year, they're gonna change this roster up. And I think they're easily gonna make it out of the East unless the Sixers or maybe like the Pacers have a surprisingly good year. But I doubt that. And now going to the West, I think the LeBron James move, at least this year, I think it'll end up being a smart move by the Lakers. But I don't think they're going to be, they're going to probably make the playoffs, but they aren't going to be that great this year because they don't have enough talent that's actually proven themselves in the NBA, really. Because Alonzo Ball hasn't really proven himself. Brandon Ingram's pretty young, and he's battled some injuries. And they do have Kyle Kuzma, who's really good.
It almost seems like when you look at the Lakers and the moves they made, it almost was signing a lot of guys to one-year deals. It almost makes it seem like they're setting themselves up for next year, that they make moves. What do you think about that?
I think they are, because if I do believe, I think, next year's free agency is supposed to be very good, because there's, players such as Klay Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins, and etc., Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler. There's just a ton of talent available next free agency. And the Lakers being LA, and now they have LeBron there, it shouldn't really be that hard to get at least one of those players next year.
It goes back to my point. I think the NBA offseason is probably as exciting, at least as exciting as the regular season. But it'll be good to get back onto the hard court. It's good to get back on the pitch. It's good to get back in front of our fans. So thanks again for watching another episode here of Turner's Take on Sports. And on behalf of myself, Dave Enderle, and Turner Enderle, thanks again for watching, and look forward to tuning into our next episode, which will all be about
football, real football, American football.
American football, college and pro. So until that time, stay safe and enjoy.